Hello Millwall fans, Paul Eiffel here. It's time for Chat with Chaps.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it may be for you at the moment. Today, I am your host once again for the Chat with Chats post-match analysis, stepping in for Chris, who, yes, once again, is away on holiday. Actually, it's not a holiday. He swears to me it's actually work-related, although I keep seeing pictures of him sitting on beaches with pina coladas and umbrellas in his glass. So I'll let you be the judge of that. Yesterday, Mill played against Preston away, where it finished at the Deepdale. Preston 1, Millwall 1. First of all, I just want to say, fantastic. Well done to the 349 fans that made the long trip up north. It wasn't an easy trip. It's very cold. I'm hearing up there. Very late. A lot of you lot didn't get back until 3 a.m, I'm hearing. So you know what? Fair play to you guys. Congratulations to you guys, because, you get the last laugh when you get those wins out there. But when you do that journey, it's a draw or a loss. You got that long journey back home again. It must be tough. And all I'm saying is, if it wasn't for you guys, we'll have no support up there supporting our boys. So again, on behalf of everyone that didn't go, congratulations to you guys, and cheers for going. Before I continue, please make sure you like and subscribe. I need to keep reminding you to do that. So if you haven't done it yet, please subscribe. Please like this show. Again, as you know, everything we do on this channel, all the profits we make goes to Cancer Research UK. So you can do your bit just by liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, that sort of stuff. So I really do appreciate that. So prior to this game, both teams were on level points of 41 points. Preston were 15th, we're 14th. I think we had a better goal difference, and both teams had the chance, of course, to go 4 points closer to the playoff place if either side won. Obviously, it wasn't to be, sadly. I've got some stats here for you. So some stats I've got is Preston are winless versus Millwall in their last 11 league encounters, which is 4 draws, 7 losses. Of course, we won 3-1 in our last game at home in September. Preston have also only won one of their last championship games versus London clubs. So London clubs are a bit of a bad luck omen for it seems. Their last win was back in April 2023, believe it or not, against QPR. So interesting stat there. One last stat for you is prior to this game, Alex Neil has lost 3 of his last games against his former side, Preston. Obviously, as you know, he used to manage Preston. And that win came when he was manager of Stoke in October 2022, when they won 2-0. So, first of all, let's go to the team sheet. So, apologies if you're on a podcast, on a Spotify or a Apple pod. But I'm going to show you on the screen here for you guys on YouTube. I'll try my best to read things out if you're listening or not watching. So, first of all, you can see straight away what's happened here. We've opted for a 3-4-2-1 sort of formation, it seems, with Jake Cooper, Tanganga, Kramer playing at the back with Jensen in goal, of course. We then have Aziz as a right wing back, and we'll talk about him a little bit later, and Joe Bryan as left wing back, with Billy Mitchell and Casper De Norre keeping their place in the middle as well. Ahead of them, you kind of got both Luke Cundle and Bangura Williams, both sort of doing that number 10 role, if you like, with Bangura predominantly slightly more on the right-hand side, Luke Cundle on the left, and Mihailo Ivanovic playing the lone striker role, as you've seen. So as you can see from that lineup, the only one change there was Bangura Williams coming in for Connolly. So there you have it. Now, first of all, I want to say before I continue, that Preston pitch was absolutely diabolical. I mean, for a championship team to put out a pitch like that, I don't know what their groundsmen are up to, but it looked like we were playing on canvas sands, didn't it? It just looked so piss poor. And I guess, when you've got pitches like that, it would really suit the non-footballing team. Not saying that we are, Barcelona or anything, but I think we do like to get the ball down and try and play it a little bit. You can see yesterday, the way that Preston was set up. They were very, very physical. Lots of balls pumped in the air. I guess in some ways the pitch suited them better than it suited us, unfortunately. So let's crack on with the game analysis. So very, very early on, Preston get a chance, and it was a long clearance actually from them that went to Greenwood, who I thought was a bright spark for them. I think he's on loan from Aston Villa, youngster. So he gets the ball. He plays the ball out to Emil Rees, who was a bit of a nuisance. I wouldn't say he was a thorn in our side, but he did work quite hard yesterday. And he just cuts the ball inside Cooper. I do get a bit worried. I don't know about you, but when you see Coops in his 1v1 situation, especially when he's kind of tracking back and running backwards, I do get a little bit concerned. And he managed to sort of cut inside, does get his shot off. And I must say, Jensen pulls off a really nice save into the bottom left-hand corner, and gets the ball, stops the ball from going in, which was pretty good. After that, we do get a chance, and this chance again, I think it's great build-up from our part. Ivanovic comes deep, sort of like on the left-hand side, and as he gets the ball, he just sort of cushions the ball lovely and passes it inside Kundal. Kundal sort of gets the ball, drives forward, plays a lovely through ball into Aziz. Aziz has to make this run right to their byline now, and the defender's kind of showing him away from the goal. He then plays a ball back to Joe Bryan. But what I love is Ivanovic starts that move, if you remember me saying, right on that left-hand side. He then makes his run into the box to the far post. So by the time the ball gets played out to Joe Bryan again, Joe Bryan pulls in a lovely deep left-footed cross into the back post. And Ivanovic jumps up really well, headers the ball. The goalkeeper's completely beaten. And he does what all good strikers does. He aims that sort of far post. And as the ball sort of dips down, it just doesn't quite dip down low enough, and it hits the quarter stanch, if you like, and goes out for a goal kick standing. But a great move from Millwall. Great header from Ivanovic as well. And we're very unlucky to go 1-0 up. Then there was a Preston chance. This time Hughes wins a corner off Kramer. Bit of a cheap corner. And he takes the corner himself. And this ball goes high over Jensen. And the ball comes to Lindsay, I believe, who outjumps Cooper. He headers the ball down. And it's a bit of a scramble in the box. And I believe it is Porteous who tries to kind of poach the ball to get it over the line. And Aziz does fantastic with clearing the ball off the line. I'm just going to show you a screenshot of this. And again, apologies if you're on a podcast, maybe you can see from this screenshot there that Aziz makes a great save off the line there to prevent that becoming a 1-0 lead for Preston. And of course, you can see from the goal line technology, the goal decision system plays at no goal, so the ball doesn't cross the line. But one thing that I was a little bit concerned about, I didn't quite see that in real time, but had the luxury of looking at the highlights again. And I don't want to give Jensen a bit of a bashing today, but he's got this thing where he does tend to flap a little bit on crosses. And again, if you look at this screenshot here, you can see Jensen here as the ball goes over him. He feels a little nudge there from Gibson, but he goes down so easy. If I was to play the next slide, which I haven't quite got with me at the moment, you would see that he does go down quite theatrically, really. And he's obviously trying to claim a free kick off the referee. But I just think in those situations, you can't chance it because you're not always going to win those decisions, those free kicks. You've got to do your best to kind of go for it. And I think we saw Roberts in the game against Portsmouth when he had a very similar situation. The ball comes up very high over him and he jumps up really well, catches with both hands and claims that ball. I just want to see Jensen do that more. I just feel that Jensen doesn't seem to win those headers too well, and I just feel that maybe okay, it's all well and good saying, well, he may or may not have got there, but I think you've got to try and go for it. You don't look for the easy decision, do you? Feel a slight nudge and go down quite easy. So that was quite disappointing, really. But luckily for us, Aziz clears the ball off the line, and it remains 0-0 at that point. So after that, we then get a free kick. And the way this comes about is through McCann giving the ball away quite cheaply. Kundal jumps on the mistimed pass, wins the ball, gives the ball into Ivanovic. Ivanovic again does what Vaj does really well. Just cushions the ball back into Bangura Williams. Some great hold-up play for him. Bangura Williams then drives forward, plays a lovely ball out. I think he tries to get it out to Billy Mitchell or Cunningham. I wasn't quite sure it was, but I think Joe Bryan's running in and kind of catches the ball. And then he gets clipped, sadly. But lucky for us, it ends up a free kick. Now, prior to this, Joe Bryan had a couple of free kicks, and both of them, I think, hit the wall. But this time, Ivanovic sort of steps in, moves Joe Bryan out the way, and takes the free kick. And what a free kick it was. I mean, he hits this free kick beautifully into the top left-hand corner, top bins, which beats Woodman. And on 40 minutes, we go 1-0 up. And, of course, he's turning away, celebrating with the old Mitrovic celebration, as we've seen so often this season. So that was the half-time. Half-time going 1-0. And you always say, look, if you're going to score before half-time. You want to get your nose in front. And what a great way to go at half-time. What I must say, though, second half, is that Preston did come out fighting. I'm guessing Heckenbottom would have given a bit of a rollicking at half-time. And he made a change. He took Brad Potts off, and he brings on Osmacic up front, and he kind of goes 2 up front. And I think what he was trying to do here was try to sort of go a little bit more direct. I guess in the first half, it wasn't winning many of the second balls, and by going 2 direct, you can hit long balls, hopefully win the second balls, and they've done exactly that. So basically, this is how their goal comes. Literally 2 minutes in the second half. There's a goal kick from Jensen, would you believe it or not, that goes out. Now, again, Ivanovic has been great lately. He's been doing fantastically well scoring goals. But one thing I want to see him do, and I think Chris might mention it on the previous match analysis, I want to see him be a little bit more aggressive. At the moment, I just feel if I'm a defender playing against Mihailo, I just think that he's too nice to play against. Sometimes you're not going to win these headers, but you've got to make yourself known. You've got to be in there. You've got to be in their faces. You've got to try and attempt to win headers or put them off. But again, he kind of gives Lindsay almost a free header. And by Lindsay having this free header, the ball goes back to our defence. It comes to Tanganga, and the ball's bouncing. He doesn't quite clear it. He tries to header it out, but he just sort of headers it pretty much in the path of Reece. And at this point, you've got Osmacic, who's making a run forward. And again, if Potts was still on the pitch, he'll be playing out left. But by Osmacic making that run forward, he takes Joe Bryan away. So Joe Bryan goes with him. Tanganga goes with him. Cooper's tracking back, trying to get in position. But while this is all going on, you notice that Reece has all the time to let the ball bounce, and he takes a shot from about 25 yards out. Now, to be honest with you, he hit the ball well. Did he meant to hit it into that bottom left-hand corner from there? I doubt it. I mean, I just think at this point, he's looking at the ball, he's seeing it bounce, he's thinking, what the hell? Go for a shot. Try and get it on target, see what happens. But luckily for him, unlucky for us, the ball goes into the bottom left-hand corner. And, of course, Jensen is beaten. At that point, I'm sure you, like myself, are looking at thinking, oh, my God, here we go, Jensen. Come on, you could do better there. But give Jensen the benefit of the doubt. Was he blindsided? Again, guys, if you're on YouTube, you can see this. If you're not on YouTube, apologies. But I'm going to show you a quick picture here. So you can see from the shot, as the shot comes in, he's looking at the ball here, Reece, and he's got time for the ball to bounce. As you can see, Joe Bryan's going with Osmacic, Tanganga's going with him as well. Jensen's trying to look at the ball, but I think his sight is slightly blindsided with the players in front of him. And of course, as he takes this shot, it goes into that kind of bottom left-hand corner. And I think Jensen's just a little bit too slow to react to get across and dive. I'm going to show you another angle now from when the ball comes in. And you see as the ball comes over to this side on this angle, and you can see Jensen sort of diving across. Now, for me, could Jensen do better there? I don't know about you. If he moves a little bit sooner, gets down a bit quicker, I think he gets a hand on that and stops that from going in. But it's disappointing to see that chance going in from that distance, from that angle. So, again, interesting to get your thoughts in the comments. Do you feel Jensen could have done better there? Do you feel that it was just a good goal, and unfortunately he was blindsided, or do you think he should have perhaps moved forward a bit quicker and got across that and stop from going in? So I'll let you be the judge of that. So again, we then move into to make lots of substitutions. The first substitution is a little bit out of our hands. Unfortunately, Race Bangura Williams goes down, and you know it's something quite serious here. It's not like a cramp. He's not sort of there, sort of looking to get back up again. He's obviously feeling a bit of a problem there, and it's hard to work out exactly what it is. I don't know if it's a knee injury or a muscle injury, but he's obviously lying there. The physio's come over to him straight away, and he goes off limping off. Now, I'm led to believe he could be out for a few weeks. I don't know the extent of the injury, but he's not going to be back anytime soon, sadly, which is a real sort of shame for Race Bangor Williams, because he made a great impact, as we all say, when he first came in a few weeks ago, and during those 3 or 4 wins, he played a big part in that with his assists, with the goal, and he's been sort of out on the sidelines for the last couple of weeks, and to see him back in the starting line yesterday, I was really pleased for him. But I guess when you haven't played for like 2 weeks or so, haven't got many minutes under the belt, you're going to struggle a little bit, for fitness. And I think he sort of struggled a little bit yesterday, and I think especially because what he had to do yesterday is a lot of tracking back, a lot of running back, and you see that he'd done it so often. He was running back quite a bit. And I just think come second half, I think he was absolutely knackered. And whether that aggravated his injury, I'm not quite sure. But it's a shame to see him go down like that. But look, at the end of the day, football is about ups and downs, isn't it? It's about enjoying the highs when you experience the lows. And this is just going to be a small setback for him. But we're going to see him back soon, stronger, fitter, better than ever. And we wish Bangor Williams a speedy recovery and hope he gets back very soon. At this point, Millwall now match what Preston done. So it just feels like Alex Neil's seems to be matching the away teams. I think after what happened with the Plymouth game and then playing with wing backs, I think he set us out in a very sort of similar fashion to have an extra man in midfield, if you like, playing against Preston. I think when they went 2 up top, I think he decided to do the same thing. So he brings Josh Coburn in for Bangor Williams, who plays him up front with Ivanovic. And I was so pleased to see Josh Coburn come back on. Obviously, he's been outside for such a long time, and he comes back, and you see he makes a huge difference. Just his hold up play, his strength, his aerial presence. It's so good to see. So he basically plays up front, and Kundal then kind of switches a little bit more centrally into the number 10 role. But by doing so, it kind of doesn't give us really anything down our left-hand side. You see Kundal's trying to kind of occupy that left-hand side a little bit, but his main role was also playing behind the two forwards. And I guess you kind of rely very heavily on Joe Bryan to get up as a wing-back to give us that width on that left-hand side. The trouble is, I guess, when Bangor Williams is marking Kester Hayden, who I thought was excellent, their right wing back, he was kind of pegged back a little bit, wasn't he? And having to sort of defend more rather than get forwards. So that was a bit of a struggle for us, I think, to kind of show any kind of real attacking intent on that left side. On 62 minutes, Brady comes on for Hughes on that left side. I do like Brady. He's got a lovely left foot on him, getting on a bit, but technically still a very good player. And then soon after, another chance comes for Preston. So this one, the ball is recycled from Kester Hayden this time. The ball goes over to Brady, who's on the right-hand side. I think it was just after a corner. So he's out on the right-hand side, gets the ball on his left foot, gets a crossover, and as Majic, so I get it right, Osmajic, has a chance, and he just sort of slices this volley and doesn't quite catch it right. He's aimed for that sort of down corner, but lucky for us, it goes over, and I think Jensen was well beaten at that point, so it's quite lucky for us that that didn't happen. There was another chance for Preston when Kester Hayden again down that right-hand side. He cuts inside, goes past Bryan and Kundal, and shots with his left foot. But lucky for us, that shot goes wide. And again, I must say, I thought he was excellent for Preston. I think definitely man of the match there, man of the match. We do get a chance. This one through Josh Coburn. And for some reason, it's not on the match highlights, this one. So I don't know. No one likes us. We don't care. Here we go. But this chance, from what I remember, I think it was a small, short pass played in through either through Casper or for Aziz, and he sort of takes the ball, tries to go past their defender, takes the ball out with his to his left foot, and as he sort of shots this ball, their defender slides in and makes the block. So unfortunate there for Josh Coburn, but I just like the fact that he's trying to stretch the defenders and trying to get in behind, and it looked quite dangerous at that point. On 67 minutes, Preston make another substitute. Frockyar comes on for Greenwood, and I quite like Frockyar. I think he showed lots of sort of technical quality and looked pretty good on the ball. Not a lot happened at that point. I think lots of sort of scrappiness. I think we kind of cancelled out them with the formation, and a lot of it was kind of balls up in the air, a lot of scrappy sort of passes, and both sides kind of losing possession and going back and forth. On 78 minutes, we make a double substitution. We've seen it in the last game. So Honeyman and Saville come on 78 minutes, this time for Mitchell and for Kundal. They then moved Casper De Norre into Kundal's position. He kind of moves into that number 10 role behind our two forwards. But again, no width on that left-hand side. And once again, Brian sort of pegged back by Kester Hayden. And I think that became a bit of a battle of the wing-backs. I think when two teams play wing-backs against each other, I think a lot of the game decided on the wing-backs, because if the two wing-backs get forwards, you do make the other team play with 5 at the back, and therefore they do lose that bit of attacking intent. So it's a bit of a shame to sort of see that works out. Personally, I would like to us to have gone kind of 4-4-2 perhaps at that point, and just go at them and perhaps get a bit more width, especially with Coburn and Ivanovic up front. You kind of want to get crosses into them, but unfortunately Alex Neil didn't go for that. He went for the safe option and was looking perhaps for the draw at that point. On 87 minutes, Marku does come on, and it's so good to see Marku back on again. He comes on for Ivanovic this time. Connolly now comes on for Casper De Norre, and Connolly just fills in where Casper De Norre came off in that number 10 role, if you like. This time just behind Kober, who now plays the lone striker role. No sign of Negley coming on. Now, unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw him getting his kit ready and getting his boots on and getting ready to come on around about the 65th minute, but he didn't come on at the time. And a lot of people on social media were saying that he was a bit angry on the bench and kind of was a little bit animated. I didn't see it, but if you did see it, put it in the comments. Let me know what I missed there. But if you listen to Alex Neil's post-match interview, he talked about him not thinking this was the right game for Negley. He felt that Preston were quite a physical side. It probably wouldn't have suited him. The pitch wasn't that great, and maybe that was a great call from Alex Neil. He's a very experienced manager. I'm sure he knows what he's doing there. But he didn't bring him on. So let's hope we get to see a lot more of him on Saturday against Derby. On 90 minutes. Preston break through again, this time through Frockyar. Saville doesn't quite keep up with him. He tries to put a tackle in but misses him. And of course, Honeyman does what Honeyman does. He tracks his man, runs with him, fouls him, unfortunately, gets another yellow card. And it's a free kick this time to Preston. Brady takes a free kick slightly on the left-hand side with his trusted left foot, puts a lovely in-swing and cross in. And if you look at the highlights, Will King gets a header on it, actually. Doesn't quite connect with it well enough and just sort of like catches it slightly. Jensen goes down to his left, and it's an easy sort of save for Jensen. But that could have easily been another goal there for Preston if Will Keane made a better connection with that header. We do get another chance very, very late on. This time it's a breakthrough through a marker. They've never seen that. It's when he runs through the middle and he kind of gets his feet a little bit wrong, gets a bit sort of stuck and doesn't beat the first man. But you just feel with his pace, if he gets past that first player, he's off, and who knows what could have happened. But again, Marku's been out for a little while. He looks a bit unfit. It's going to take a little bit of time to get that fitness up. But once the fitness does come, he's going to be a real good asset for us on the pitch, especially with that pace down the wings. So there you have it, guys. Game ended 1-1. Bit of a scrappy affair. Wasn't really that great to watch. Very, very sort of few chances, really. Negatives and positives. I think negatives straight away. To give you a bit of the shit sandwich, I think overall, I think our performance wasn't really good enough. Don't get me wrong. I think you can't knock the effort. I think it was 100% effort from us. But I think there's a real lack of quality and passing sometimes. I think just the phase of play trying to get us up the pitch was very limited, and I don't think we kind of offered a lot in the final third. I think the possession and shots from Preston, beating us quite heavily there, shows what the game was about. It was very much us defending and trying to catch from the break, which we didn't really do well enough, in my opinion. And again, I said earlier, I would have gone 4-4-2, perhaps put Marco on the right or Honeyman on the right, put Aziz on the left with his left foot. You got Ivanovic and Coburn up front. Just get the ball forward and get crosses in, and make things happen. But I think by doing so, we could have easily lost that game 2-1, 3-1. Who knows? So maybe Alex Neil was looking at the point, thinking, you know what, a point away from home is better than none. And let's be honest, I probably would have took a point before the game away to Preston. So perhaps it wasn't a bad result at the end of it. I just feel that, another negative for me was the use of Aziz yesterday. I just think playing as a wing back, although he did it quite well and he works hard, he tracks back. But I don't know about you, but I want to see Aziz in that final third. I want to see him taking fullbacks on, getting crosses in, getting shots off, But him having to sort of track back quite often. For one thing, you're seeing him defending and not in the right areas when we break. And secondly, he's going to get tired, isn't he? All that running up and down, up and down, up and down. When you do expect to see those moments of brilliance from him, you do question how much he's got left in the tank to make things happen. So, I'm not a big fan of the wing backs. Certainly not playing Aziz there, but we'll see what happens going forward in the next games. Also, another negative, and I hope I don't sound like Victor Mildewed here, but I don't know about you. I just think Tanganga's been a little bit off recently in recent games. I just don't see him being at the standards that he set himself with. He set such high standards that sometimes you see him making little mistakes here and there. And it's almost a little bit, surprising, shocking to see him do that. But, listen, he's got enough credit in the bank, Tanganga, to make up mistakes here and there. He's been absolutely fantastic for us this season. But, I'd like to sort of see him get back to where he was, 100%, being that dominant sort of figure at the back there, winning those headers, winning those interceptions, getting on the ball, and being the player we all know he is. I'm sure he'll get back to his best very, very, very soon. Jury's still out a little bit for me on Jensen. I don't know what you guys think. Could you have done better with that goal? Is he still flapping at crosses? Would you rather see Roberts back in the side again? I think lots of fans are saying on social media that maybe it won't do his confidence very good by dropping him at the moment and bringing Roberts in. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you're a striker and you're not playing well at the moment, what happens is you lose your place. Another striker comes in. Yes, it's going to knock his confidence, but it's up to that striker to make a difference when he gets back in again. And for me, there's no difference with a goalkeeper. If you're not performing well or you're making mistakes, don't get me wrong, he's not at the level of George Long. He does more right than wrong. But occasionally you see him sort of flapping and making a couple of, mistakes here and there. And for what we've seen Roberts so far, I think he's been faultless. So I don't know about you. I'd love to see Roberts given like 5 or 6 games, maybe, sort of see what he can do. And look, you know what? If he makes a mistake, and if he makes a couple of errors, then bring Jensen back, give him another chance. So a lot of other championship clubs do that. They rotate goalkeepers. I just think at the moment you've got to play players that are on form. And there are lots of players we have got in our team, are playing well at the moment. I just think Roberts is one of them. I think he deserves perhaps to get a bit more of a run on the side. Again, in the chat, in the comments, put your comments on there. Let me know what your thoughts are on that one. I'd be interested to get your opinions. Another negative was the Bangura Williams injury. Again, obviously very sad for him. Like I said before, I'm hoping he'll come back and he'll be back as good as ever once he's fit, and we wish him all the well. Hope he gets better soon. Up to the positives. I'll tell you, I'm going to give you the shit sandwich. Now I'm going to give you the positive, leaving a high. Great to see Josh Coburn back. I do think he sort of takes the pressure now off Ivanovic a little bit. Ivanovic has been playing, well, but he's been working hard. He's been used quite a lot, almost doing 90 minutes most games. So it's quite good to see Coburn come back and give us options up front. I just like his aggression, his hold-up play, him winning headers. Again, I mentioned about the goal that we conceded from Lindsay's header. I guarantee you that ball's up to Coburn. He would have won that header, or at least made it very difficult. Certainly Lindsay wouldn't have had the opportunity to head that ball so far forwards and put Tanganga under pressure. So good to see Coburn back. And I think Ivanovic needs to sort of, as good as Ivanovic is, don't get me wrong, I think Ivanovic is a better player. I think he's absolute quality. But I just think he needs to add that part to his game, and be that a little bit aggressive and try and win a little bit more headers and try and work on that part of his game. But look, he's still young, only 19 years of age. He's going to get better and better. He's going to be some player for us, I tell you. I'd love to see what Mitrovic was like at 19 years of age. I doubt whether he was as good as Ivanovic. My next positive is that man Ivanovic. Top goal scorer for us now is 6 goals. He scores goals with his left foot. He scores goals with his right foot. He scores headers, whether it be in the air or off the ground. He now scores free kicks as well. The only thing he hasn't scored is a penalty. So next time we get a penalty, make sure you put him on it. And I guess going forward as well, I want to see him on free kicks now, because even Alex Neil said after the match, I've never seen him do that before. He's quite shocked himself. So let's hope that he's the man on free kicks going forward. Because let's be honest, up until now, we never had a good free kick taker. I think even when Fleming was on free kicks, I don't think it was that great, was he? I mean, he used to hit them with a lot of power, but how often did they go over the bar into the top tiers? So it's just so nice to see someone with Ivanovic technical ability to get on that ball and score. So I'd like to see him take more free kicks going forward. Another positive was seeing Ardemo Marco back. I do miss him. I do enjoy watching him when he was fit and when he was playing. He's electric, he's fast, and when his confidence up, he's able to kind of carry us up the pitch, isn't he? And fullbacks must absolutely hate playing against him. So having him again as part of our ammo, it's just so good to have a Marco, whether it be starting or come off the bench. I want to see him get more game time, and I hope he'll get fitter and stronger and play a big part in the second half of our season. Another positive was the resurgence of Billy Mitchell. Now, I know this, we as fans, we're kind of a little bit split 50-50 on whether we like Mitchell or not. I mean, one thing you can't deny is that he works his absolute bollocks off for the team. He works very hard, certainly puts in a lot more mileage than Saville does, as in covering ground, getting around the pitch, pressing players. And I think it also helps out Casper De Norre, because Casper seems to do quite a lion's share of that when he plays against Saville, plays alongside Saville in midfield. But having someone like Mitchell and Casper, it can only be good for Casper as well to sort of share that responsibility. And look, he's not quite Pirlo. We know that. People say, he likes playing the ball backwards and sidewards and doesn't really want to create much. But look, give him time. He's getting better. He's getting stronger. And I think, once he gets a couple more games under his belt, I think he's going to be a big player for us in midfield. So, and I quite like the idea of Saville coming on last 15 minutes, even with Honeyman as well, sort of freshens things in midfield for us. For me, as much as I like Saville, I don't think he should be starting games. I don't think he's got 70, 80 minutes in the tank anymore. But him coming on for the last sort of 15 minutes, he seems to play well. Just having him in amongst the squad and the team, I think is a big bonus for us. So the way it sort of works out for us at the moment, I think it's quite good, to be honest with you. Another last positive to mention is 1 point away on the road to Preston in tough conditions on a very, very bad pitch. For me, it's 1 point gained rather than 2 points dropped. I don't know what you guys think in the chat. Again, put it in the comments. So let me know what you think, whether you feel that you're happy or disappointed with that performance. Do you think it's 1 point gained or 2 points dropped? Be interested to get your thoughts on that as well. Also, we move forward to Saturday away to Derby. It'd be interesting to see if how we get on with that. Hope to see a lot of guys down there. I'm going to try my best to get up to that game. It's an early kickoff, so I might struggle with this one. But we desperately need the 3 points now away to Derby. They lost 4-0 against QPR. I know they're looking for that bounce back from their new manager, John Eustace. So it will be a tough game. Obviously, they're going to try and sharpen up their fence after conceding 4 on Friday. So I'm sure they're going to make it difficult for us to kind of try and break him down. But look, you know what? It's a very, very, very winnable game. We've got Josh Coburn back. We've got lots of Marku back. We've got lots of players available. I'm sure we'll see Negley play on Saturday as well. And I'm really, really hoping that we beat them and we beat them well. I'm talking like 2-3-0 and really kind of put it on them. Where we are at the season now, look, we're at 42 points. We're still 8 points from guaranteed safety of not going down. I don't think we're going to go down. I feel very confident in this group of players. Do I think we're going to go out and make it through the playoffs? Listen, it's very, very hard to sort of say. Mathematically, it's very, very possible. We see how tight it's up there. We can get 4, 5, 6 wins on the bounce. There's no reason why we can't break into the playoffs. So I think if we get in the playoffs, I think we'll win it. I just think we've got that about us. But if we do or we don't, I think the future's bright. I think we're building for next season. For the next how many games left. I think Alex Neil is going to be tinkering and playing different players and changing formations. I think he's going to use this as an opportunity to kind of build for next season in some way. So it'd be quite good to see him experimenting and seeing the players evolving, the likes of Negley, and see what we could do with Marku as well, and try and build for next season if we don't absolutely make it this season. So that's all from me, guys. Just want to say again, thank you for being with me today, watching this post-match. Chris will be back for the Derby one, I'm sure, unless he tells me otherwise. But just want to say thanks again for liking, subscribing, doing your bit for Cancer Research UK. Really appreciate that. So please do that for us. And enjoy the rest of your week. If you're going Saturday, enjoy Saturday. And I will see you very, very soon. That's all from me. So bye for now.
Hi, it's Steve Morrison here, and you're listening to Chat with Chaps, chatting Millwall, come rain or shine.